So she has a daughter who has several different complications medically, health wise, and I thought, man, if she could just take this muscadine into her system, and it'll be like the most wonderful thing. You know, I was so excited about it because what? Okay, so this gal, her name is Annalisa, right? And so tell us about Annalisa.
So Annalisa was super active. She always had abdominal pains playing soccer, and she was about 9-10 years old. It got to the point where she would just be like hunched over in her bed, just crying. And as a parent, like, there's not much you can do. Tried everything, took her to the doctors. They kept saying that she's normal, that there's nothing wrong with her. But yet when she was out on the soccer field and doing stuff, she wasn't normal. She was in pain.
Right.
So 10 years, she was 10 years old. They diagnosed her with Crohn's disease.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what's Crohn's disease for those people that don't know?
I want to say it's an autoimmune disease, but it's basically digestive type of
malfunctions. Yes.
Yeah. So basically at 9, they told her she can't eat chips, popcorn,
all the stuff that normal kids eat.
Right. That every single 10-year-old would eat. She couldn't. And she was really, really good about it because her pain was so horrible that orange juices, anything like that, she would stay away from because she knew they were triggers from a very early age, because that's what we believed what was wrong.
Because she would always get really bad migraines as well, right?
No, not yet. At that point, it was still her stomach issues.
Okay.
But mine started her 4th year in ASU.
Okay.
So anyways, at that point, the doctor said, we see her in pain. We know she's in pain. We don't know why. So our next thing to do is let's just do some exploratory surgery to figure out what's wrong with her.
Welcome to Western medicine, right?
Yeah. And that's when I said, yeah, you guys are crazy. No, you're not going to cut up my kid to try to figure out what's wrong with her. Thank you very much.
Wow.
So I left Western medicine and we did everything under the moon to try to get this kid better. We got her somewhat better, but then sophomore year at ASU, she got migraines. And this is a new thing. And she's been having migraines now for the last 6 years or so. She had a gluten intolerance. So they said that that was triggering the migraines, which I never believed because as a young kid, like I said before, she had other issues with digestive things. So her diet was pretty good.
Right.
So we tried the muscadine about a year ago. And honestly, I just think her system was just,
so
I don't know. It was just maybe not, because remember when we did it, we all had such high hopes and such great expectations. And like a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months into it, we're like,
I was like, nothing.
Yeah. I just like nothing. So I just think, I don't know if just her system wasn't ready or it was just absorbing, but just not enough because everything else that we had, I don't know, but there was some type of imbalance in her system, definitely. Where just recently this year, we were at Disneyland and she's like, Mom, I really want a churro, because she doesn't eat things that normal people eat. And I said, you know what, just eat your churro and like, just take like 10 muscadine after and just whatever, we'll deal with the consequences. And she's like, all right, I'm ready.
What would be the consequences?
She would be in pain with stomach cramps and just on the toilet the whole next day, and a triggering of a migraine.
Wow. So one little treat would mean like she's out for an entire day or so.
Yeah. So she that day made the conscious decision that, okay, the Disneyland churro, the $10 Disneyland churro was definitely worth it.
$10.
So she ate the churro. I gave her literally like whatever I had at the end of my bottle, which was maybe 10 or 12 pills. She took them. We We were tired, went to sleep. The next morning, we all woke up. We're in the kitchen doing breakfast, doing normal things like normal. And then like maybe half an hour into it, I looked at her and I said, wait, Annalisa, nothing's wrong with you. How do you feel? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you had the churro last night and you're fine. And she's like, oh my God, you're right. Zero. Like she had nothing happening. She's like, it had to have been the muscadine I took. I didn't do anything different. So of course, you know, being devil's advocate, we tried the theory again. So we let a week or so go by, and then she had something gluten again that she knew would trigger her hardcore. And again, she did like 10, 12 muscadines at once and nothing, no headaches, no nothing. So now she's like, since that last time, she's been slowly like taking 2 or 4, whatever a day. But when she eats something that she knows she's not supposed to, she really loads up. To this day, she says she's no longer gluten intolerant because she literally could eat whatever she wants as long as she knows. It's funny because the qualifying question is, do you have your muscadine on you?
Who's got their muscadine with them?
Yeah, exactly. She's always asking, who has muscadine?
Says, do you have muscadine in your purse? Yes.
So, okay. So tell us what happened, Yami, because I actually saw a post on Facebook and she posted this like pastry and she said, oh no, it's gluten night and I don't have my muscadine. And it was so dramatic. It was hilarious. So tell us about that.
She was in Washington and she forgot to travel with her muscadine. She doesn't forget anymore because the next day, she was completely sick. Stephen had to work, luckily, but she was in bed all day sick. So she's like, okay, the theory that it has been proven that if I do not take the muscadine, my system just can't. It just can't. She gets the headaches. She gets the stomach issues. She gets everything else. But if she eats whatever she wants to eat, followed with the muscadine, she's perfectly fine. Like if nothing has happened.
And now she's getting smart because she's taking some before she even eats it, right?
Oh, now she's like daily takes 2 to 6 a day. And then when she eats something, she loads up on it.
Like
so she's still very,
like she should.
Like everybody should.
Yeah, but she's very aware and she knows very much like what triggers her. So she's very on top of it. And it's so funny because no matter where we're at, she's like, you have muscadine, right? She's always checking if we have it. I'm like,
she's just like us now, because whenever we travel, it's like, oh man, like Cirilla and I were on vacation a couple of times. And, oh man, I left my ball at the house. Do you have some? Yeah, here's some. And then we would, I would give her when we got back to the house, and I'd give her, some of mine. So it's like, yeah, whenever we're together, somebody always has to have the muscadine.
Let's get Annalisa's credit card and sign her up for auto ship.
That's right. Thank you so much for that, Yami. I've been wanting to get that story recorded for a while. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys. Thank muscadine because it really gave her back a value of her life that's missing. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. And last week she was with me and she wanted to go on, and she was going to try to go on too because she wanted to talk to you guys as well. Because, being that we've done everything, we were very hardcore skeptic. I mean, it's not like a few years that we've been going through this. We've been going through this for years.
14 years to be exact.
Yeah. So for her, it's like, oh my God, like this is life-changing.
Yeah,
I know
life-changing.
Yes. It sounds silly because it's, she could eat a churro, but it's life-changing.